Exactly halfway home here at Texas Motor Speedway. 100 of 200 laps in the books here for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Kyle Busch, our leader. And here's the 66 car of Stephen Wallace, who is heeding a penalty coming on pit road. He pitted on lap 96 and left after making a 4-tire change, but they were missing a lug nut. So he had to come back in this time, and this will cost him even more time now under the green.
He was trying a short-stop strategy here where he could come in and get tires just a little bit earlier than some of the other guys and maybe gain a little track position after the round of pit stops. That right there will foil that strategy.
It was sort of light on grip, too, and Harold Holley was making an air pressure adjustment and talking about a track bar to try to help Steven out here. And now that lug nut really cost him. '88 car and 29 battle for 9th position.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski's worked himself up into the top 10 today. Seems to be getting things dialed in just a little bit better. You see Scott Wimmer right behind him there. There is Stephen Wallace back on the racetrack, as you can see, with those fresh tires.
We'll see what these fresh tires will do. This is part of that strategy, that short stop strategy. If you can do that and get in here and get tires early, 5 or 10 laps, you can see how much ground you can make up. And then when the other guys pit, you'll actually be ahead of them.
Stevens actually, I'm sorry, Andy, Stevens actually being shown 3 laps down now because of having to come back on pit road in 31st position. There's the 60 car of Carl Edwards. He's sort of been hanging on here back in 3rd spot. Shannon.
Doc, your pole sitter still struggling with grip. This is a conversation he just had with his crew chief, Drew Blickensterker.
Yeah, I don't know if lowering the track bar will give it more grip or whatever. It just feels like it needs a little something. Or what are you thinking, wedge or track bar? What?
I'm going to go back up a little bit on that left rear air. But yeah, track bar.
Do you think wedge will make us faster?
Yeah, if it's still loose to the center, I think it will.
Yeah, a little bit.
Expect Carl Edwards to come down for those adjustments you just heard in the next 5 to 10 laps. But for more on those adjustments, let's go to Tim Brewer at the Chevy Cutaway car.
Thanks, Shannon. When we're talking about putting wedge in a car, we're actually going to load the left rear wheel. We do that with a wedge bolt right here. But when you load the right front and the left rear wheel, it gives the car more grip to where the car will be tighter. But there again, they talked about the track bar. The track bar down in this area right here, we actually adjust from the other side. What that does, when you run the track bar down, it basically tightens the car up, makes it tighter, shoves the nose a little bit. But the same token, to raise the track bar up, it makes the car turn and run freer off the corner.
Thanks, Tim. So it works sort of as with every action, there's a reaction diagonally across the car from the left rear to the right front and vice versa.
It's all about balance. You just try to get the weight balance on the car where it'll go around the racetrack without one end or the other sliding. See Mark Martin now making up another spot on Kevin Harvick. They made the right adjustment on this 5 car the last time.
Yeah, this was something we've seen from Mark Martin over the years. Starting his car out kind of loose, and as these other guys kind of get tight throughout a run, his car is able to continue on a pretty good pace. That just moved him into the 5th spot.
Left side of your screen is Kyle Busch, our leader. Now he's still waiting to make his pit stop on the right side. It's Stephen Wallace, who came in to get fresh tires, and boy, he's the only car running right now as quick as the leader, but with fresher rubber.
Yeah, he was actually a little bit faster than Kyle Busch, about 1/10 of a second. That's what new tires will do for you.
Kyle Busch has just been able to, watching him just pass cars as he comes to them, depending on what part of the racetrack they give him, that's where he goes. And just got this race car on a rail right now, as you see him put Jason Keller another lap down.
Expecting pit stops here in the next 2 to 3 laps for Kyle Busch. The 18 car, if you're wondering, they have had 4 different drivers in that car this year, and 2 different drivers have won with it. Kyle has won 7 times in the 18 car. Denny Hamlin has won twice. Here's Kevin Harvick on pit road as he comes down at 45 miles an hour. Dave.
This race car has gone tight. The crew is going to make an adjustment to it. It's going to be air pressure only for Kevin Harvick. He'll get 4 fresh tires and Sunoco fuel in that car. Meanwhile, behind him, Jason Leffler running in about the top 15 right now. Leffler was having issues with his race car being way too loose. They're going to work on the air pressures on that race car as well and get him off of pit road. These pit stops happening on lap 109 under green here at Texas.
Busch stays on the racetrack. You see Leffler trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, really important for these guys to get on and off of pit road as quickly as they possibly can. Obviously, the pit stop makes a big difference too, but especially when a lot of these guys are battling to stay on the lead lap because Kyle Busch is putting so many of them a lap down. They're going to try to get all that they can as they get to pit road and make that entrance without speeding.
Kelly Byers in for his pit stop. One of the JTG Doherty cars. Make a major adjustment there. One car slowing on the racetrack. That is the 23 of Robert Richardson.
Looks like he's out of fuel. No power. He's over there in turn 1, right on the flat of the racetrack. He may or may not make it back to pit road. At this speed, it doesn't look like he can make it back around.
Not if he's out of power right there. He's not going to make it back.
He was running the high side of the racetrack in 3 and 4, and when it ran out of fuel, he couldn't turn left because there's a lot of cars coming.
Just keep coasting, but I don't think he'll make it back, Rob.
Now everybody else is out there just holding their breath, seeing if they can make it. They see this on the track.
Yeah.
And the crew chiefs are hoping that they've got enough fuel.
Fire it for me. And into 3. They're wanting to turn into 3.
There are other places to get off the racetrack.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 10-4.
that's just to get off.
Yeah,
Good,
NASCAR's going to get him off there.
As he pulls over, David Stremme coming down for his scheduled pit stop in the 64 car. Shannon.
David Stremme bringing that car down pit road. The guys are on the wall right now. And there's a caution on the track, guys.
Caution on the racetrack. Kevin Moss. Let's go back to the pit stop. Shannon.
He's going to have a penalty here for pitting out of the box. He was too far over, and they performed the work just like we saw happen with Jeff Burton at Martinsville.
I got ran over here. The official's trying to hold Stremme.
They're going to hold him one lap. And that is a huge mistake here. They just over by about 4 inches, but even the nose can't be across that line. You see the official try to get their attention. Now they push him back. So when they stop and change right side tire.
If you back up before the work starts, they'll let that go. But if you do any work outside of the pit box, it's a 1-lap penalty.
He was 11th when he came on the pit road. Now watch the car just slide the nose right across that line. There.
You can see the official there tell them they have to go back, but they've already started performing this work. So that automatically right then is a 1-lap penalty.
They've been pretty lenient with that. The officials will. If you'll just put the car down and back up, even if you hit a lug nut or two.
Yeah, back up, back up, back up.
But right now, they've already put the new tires on. It's too late.
And we're under caution here. How close are some? These guys are sweating if they can get back here to pit road, right, Andy?
They're right on the edge. I mean, they're out of fuel, most of these guys. That's why they were making these green flag stops.
This was unfortunate for Kevin Harvick and those others that had made green flag pit stops there.
Right now, there are only 12 cars on the lead lap. Marcus Ambrose, the last car on the lead lap. Kyle Busch there in the 18 is the leader. Boyer, Edwards, Logano, Martin, Reagan, Keselowski, Wimmer, Bliss, and Rudeman. That's the top 10.
Okay, you see all the officials pointing. That means pit road will be open this time by. That's the signal the officials give the crews to let them know that, because the crews can't really see the light or the flag at the end of pit road.
NASCAR is very aware of the situation here too, and everything was clear on pit road, so they were going to get them in here the very first time after the pace car picked them up.
Should have to make it one more stop. Here they come. Let's go down and check in our Castrol GTX pit stops. Mike.
Kyle Busch a little bit free getting in. He wants to be tightened up a little bit. He's looking for a track bar adjustment, 4 tires and Sunoco race fuel. This caution, though, kind of a bad break for the 2 car. The 2 car of Clint Boyer was hoping to stay out an extra lap to lead that lap, get the bonus points. His car pretty neutral. 4 tires, no changes, Shannon.
Heard Carl Edwards saying he just needs some more grip. They're going to make a left side wedge adjustment. If you see that wrench in the back window right there. 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment on those 4 tires. A can of Sunoco fuel in the back. Carl Edwards, number 60 car, and he's down and away.
Race off of pit road. Edwards will gain a spot to the expense of Boyer. David Reagan up 1. There are the top 10. Everyone else pretty much holding their position. Back with the restart in just a moment.